Government relaxes culling laws as marsupials numbers swell to plague proportions during big dry. Australia's crippling drought crisis has led the government to relax kangaroo culling laws in a bid to decrease the amount of the native animals moving closer to human habitation. Minister for Primary Industries Niall Blair released a statement on Wednesday claiming marsupials numbers had jumped to plague proportions across NSW. The NSW government has cut red tape and given more power to our drought-stricken farmers in order to help manage the damage caused by kangaroos, he said. The new approach will allow farmers to apply for licenses over the phone or via email, to cull kangaroos, and more shooters will be able to operate on a property under the same license. Prior to the changes, kangaroo carcasses had to be tagged and left in the paddock. Under the relaxed laws, farmers will no longer need to tag hunted kangaroos. They will be able to use the carcass for a range of non-commercial purposes such as bait meat. Mr. Blair said there will also be increased limits on the number of kangaroos that may be culled, based on property size. Previous license holders and current license holders are also being told they can apply for new licenses via the phone. Mr. Blair said the changes were an attempt to give farmers more powers to protect their properties, especially as they manage the challenging conditions, he said. These changes will also maintain animal welfare standards and ecologically sustainable kangaroo populations. Kangaroos and other wildlife are putting significant pressure on water levels in drought-stricken regions. Kangaroos around local food and water sources are putting significant pressure on farms. We must start to turn that around as soon as possible, he said. Many farmers are taking livestock off their paddocks, only to then see kangaroos move in and take whatever is left. This is the last thing any farmer needs at the moment. Mr. Blair also said the changes, while harsh for kangaroos, were also set out to protect them from a far more brutal fate. If we don't manage this situation, we will start to see tens of thousands of kangaroos starving and suffering, ultimately leading to a major animal welfare crisis, he said. The commercial harvest area of New South Wales is divided into kangaroo management zones. Kangaroo management zones are used to allocate and issue harvesting quotas. A quota limits the number of kangaroos of each species that can be harmed commercially in any kangaroo management zone. Population estimates are used to calculate the quotas for the next year, in accordance with the management plan. The commercial harvest of kangaroos is prohibited within national parks and other reserved areas. Can only be undertaken on private landholdings with the written permission of the landholder, owner or occupier/manager. Source: NSW Office of Environment and Heritage. I know both farmers and our regional communities are under immense pressure right now, but I hope these changes are another way the NSW government can assist in reducing some of the burden of drought. Wildlife expert Professor Steve Garlick told ABC News there was no plague of kangaroos and the extra steps were not necessary. Kangaroos are not in plague proportions, they might be in some specific areas, and that's because we are in a drought. There's no doubt about that, he said. But no one seems to be interested in any of the wildlife in this drought situation. The management plan is designed to help control the population of some kangaroo species, including the eastern grey, western grey, red and wallaroo. In order to maintain this sustainability in population, the NSW government issues harvesting licenses, monitors the populations, establishes harvesting quotas and conducts research. According to government figures, the population for red and grey kangaroos in NSW is staggering. The figures only encompass the Western Plains region and show that as of 2017 the red kangaroo total population was 5,132,654 and 3,855,747 grey kangaroos.